Hey guys, today we are making a Mexican-inspired dinner menu. Everything from appetizers, drinks, the main course, and dessert. I love doing themed dinner parties, whether it's for my little family, extended family, or friends. And this one is great for a Cinco de Mayo party. We've got lots to cover, so let's go get started. So we are starting out with my pineapple salsa. I have 2.5 cups of pineapple diced, 1 red bell pepper diced, a half of a red onion diced, a 1/4 cup of cilantro, and 1 jalapeno. And you just want to try and keep these all in a very small dice so that you can easily scoop them up with tortilla chips. So we are just going to combine that all in a bowl and definitely use the handy dandy bench scraper. And then to that I am adding 3 tablespoons of lime juice, 1 teaspoon of honey, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then we're just going to pop that in the refrigerator and let the flavors meld for at least a couple hours. You can make this a day or two ahead of time and save yourself the time while you're trying to get all the other recipes together the day of the party. Now moving on to the Queso Fundito. So what I'm doing here, which is totally optional, is I am actually broiling the jalapeno that we're going to be using over the flame of my gas grill. You could also do this under the broiler in your oven, or just throw the raw jalapeno into the pan with the onions. So I have my mini cast iron pan here. I believe it's 6 inches, but I will link it down below. Over medium-low heat, and I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of butter, and to that adding 1 onion that I cut into thin moons. And I'm just sprinkling that with a little salt, and we are going to caramelize these onions a little bit. And once they turn a nice golden color, we are going to add in that diced jalapeno. And then we are topping that with 3 cups of Oaxaca cheese and 2 cups of Monterey Jack cheese, all shredded up there. And I just like to mix it around a little bit so that the onions and peppers are throughout the whole dip. And as you can see, it's already starting to melt a little bit on the sides. Oh, so ooey gooey. So this is another thing you could do the day before. I would just let the onions and peppers cool down, add the cheese, and pop it in the refrigerator until you're ready. But to cook it, we are going to preheat the oven to 425 degrees. And we are going to bake it for about 10 minutes or until it's melted and bubbling. And then I like to just top it with some diced up cilantro. And this is great on tortilla chips or even actual corn tortillas. Folded together, it is so unbelievably addicting. And of course, it wouldn't be a fun dinner party without some sort of yummy drink, so we're making a cocktail today, and we are going to do a classic margarita. So I'm making a small batch here today. You can easily double or even triple the recipe, but this makes 4 very little but very strong drinks. So we have 8 ounces or 1 cup of tequila, a half a cup of triple sec, 3 ounces of lime juice, and then just mix it together. It's that simple. And then for the cups, you could use salt or sugar. And what I do is I run the lime around the edge of the glass and then dip it in the salt and sugar on a plate, and then you get that nice covered rim. And then when you're ready to serve the drinks, I just pour it over a ton of ice and add a lime slice to it. Now moving on to the main event, we are making crispy chicken carnitas in the slow cooker, which will save us a lot of time and allow us to get all of these other dishes together while they are cooking for us. So to my slow cooker, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of lime juice, a 1/4 cup of orange juice, 12 ounces of a light beer, some sort of lager would be nice. If you don't want to use the beer, you can substitute that with chicken stock. And then I am adding 1 teaspoon of chipotle and adobo sauce, and then I'm going to add in 2 to 2.5 pounds of chicken breasts. We're just going to lay that right in the liquid. And then to the top of the chicken, I am adding 4 cloves of garlic, minced. And if you haven't used one of these garlic presses before, I will link it down below. They are so handy. and also 1 small onion diced, 1 teaspoon of cumin, a half a teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And then we are going to cook that on low for 6 to 8 hours or on high for 4 to 5 hours. And once they are all done, we are just going to shred up the chicken. If you're not ready to serve yet, you can just place them back into the juices in the slow cooker. But to get them nice and crispy, we are going to put them on a greased sheet pan. And we are going to broil the shredded chicken for about 5 to 6 minutes. And then we are going to ladle some of the juices from the slow cooker onto the sheet pan, probably about a half a cup or so. Toss it around and broil it 5 minutes more. And then the result is this beautiful crispy chicken, but it's still really juicy and not at all dried out. And then we serve ours in flour tortillas. You could also use corn. I like to use 2 pieces of lime to hold the tortillas up. And then we are just going to fill them with the chicken, give them a good squeeze of lime juice, and then serve them with diced raw white onion and cilantro. You could, of course, also put hot sauce, sour cream, things like that on the table, but this is a much more traditional way to serve them. For our side, we are making elote, which is basically corn on the cob with a nice creamy dressing and lots of cheese. So I'm adding 1/4 cup of mayo to a small bowl, and to that I am adding 1 teaspoon of lime juice, a half a teaspoon of lime zest, and we're just going to mix that together and set it aside. So I have 4 ears of cooked corn on the cob here. I will link down below my super quick and easy way to cook corn on the cob where you don't have to remove any of the silk hairs or anything like that. And we are just going to brush that with the mayo mixture. And then I have a half a cup of cotija cheese crumbled that I am just going to put all over the top, as well as 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro, a half a teaspoon of chili powder, and just a little sprinkle of salt. Now for dessert, we are making churros. So in a medium-sized pot here, over medium-low heat, I have 1 cup of water, and I'm adding 1/4 cup of unsalted butter diced, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to bring that to a boil. And to that, we're going to add 1 cup of flour, and you just want to stir it around with a firm spatula or wooden spoon until it's just all combined and smooth. You want to turn the heat down to low for this. And once that's all combined, you want to let that cool for 5 minutes in a mixing bowl. And then we are going to add 1 egg and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and using a hand mixer, we are just going to mix that together. It will fall apart at first, but if you just keep mixing, it will all come together again. And then we are going to add this mixture to a piping bag with a star tip. I'm actually making little mini churros because I find that it's more fun to serve it with different sauces at a party, and people can kind of just try everything and have little bites. But you could absolutely use a larger star tip. I will link both down below. And then I have a high-walled skillet over medium heat with about 1.5 to 2 inches of vegetable oil heated to 360 degrees. And what we're gonna do is pipe the churro dough out, and you're gonna need scissors to cut it. It's very thick, so try not to pop the bag. I did that a couple times. And we're just going to fry these for about 2 minutes per side, maybe even a little less for the small ones. And on a plate, I have a half a cup of sugar, 1/3 of a teaspoon of cinnamon combined. So once these come out of the oil, they go right into that cinnamon sugar mixture and toss them around. These are so soft on the inside, but nice and crispy on the outside. We like to serve them with like a chocolate sauce, a caramel sauce. You could do a couple different things on the side, but they're just so much fun for a party in a cup, and you have a whole bunch of them that you can snack on. And there you have it, our Mexican-inspired dinner party. I really hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. I have so much fun coming up with creative dinner menus and planning it all out, so let me know in the comments if you did, and I'll be sure to make more of these videos in the future. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!